What's going on, guys? Soldier Only here from Sports Nerd Web. Welcome to this week's episode of Sports Nerd Web Weekly. Got a little bit to get into this week. Sorry, I'm actually recording this late. I've been really busy streaming lately, concentrating on the Twitch channel. I have some news a little bit later in tonight's episode about the Twitch channel. There's been a lot of good things happening with that. So I am recording this a little late. I actually totally spaced it, so I'm recording this now. We'll get it up on the YouTube channel. First things first, today's Tuesday, and Mass Effect dropped today. And so far, it's kind of a little, I didn't get it yet, but there was like the early access that people have been in, I think it was like in the EA program or whatever, people that have been playing it for the last, like just about a week, I'd say. And what I think it was like 10 hours of the game or something like that, and then like the unlimited part of the multiplayer, I think is what I heard. But there was a lot of word going around, that it wasn't that good, and I actually just kind of glanced over a review of it finally, of the final review on GameSpot, and they gave it a 6 out of 10. And they said, like that there's just a lot of issues with, the animations are really wooden. Just like the animation wasn't there, so like that emotion wasn't there and stuff. And I guess like the few hours were really bad, and I guess after the first few hours, it eventually got better, but it's definitely not like what the original trilogy was, is what they made it out to be. I mean, obviously this game had big shoes to fill. There was a ton of hype around this game, and this is just another case of a game that had really big shoes to fill and just couldn't do it. I mean, obviously we're not going to go the whole No Man's Sky route. A really hyped up game that flopped out of the gate, but because I wouldn't consider this a complete flop like that, because from this review, they said that there still is good stuff. There's still really good like planet exploration, exploring all the planets. There's really good combat and stuff like that. And they said after the first few hours, it eventually did get better. You finally did start meeting more interesting characters, and uh, and that emotion was there. One of the issues they also had with it was that there wasn't like really big decisions to make like there was in the original Mass Effect trilogy. And someone like me, I was really interested to get into this game because I'm just barely getting into the original Mass Effect trilogy. I have only really played just a little bit of Mass Effect 1, which I know hasn't aged that I've heard it hasn't aged that well, and Mass Effect 2 and 3 are better from what I've heard. But I have an interesting aspect of this as well because, like I said, I didn't get Andromeda today because today was the day it came out, and I didn't get it yet today. I've still kind of been debating of getting it on the PS4 Pro or if I was going to get it on PC. I was leaning a little more towards PC, and that's another thing I'm gonna mention that I'm gonna talk about that they mentioned in this review was that there was also like technical issues and stuff going on with it as well. Uh, the the on the review it said that the capture of the video review was from PC and PS4. So I'm guessing that these issues were probably on both of it. They didn't specify if it was just PC or just PS4. So I'm gonna take it for what it is and just expect that's probably on both of them, which obviously is not good. Yeah, so many games nowadays come out with a day one patch, and I don't know if Mass Effect did or not. Um, so I don't know. It's tough to say, but I don't think that this is gonna sway me away from not getting it. I don't think I'm in the boat where I'm just gonna be like, I'm just not even gonna get it now, because eventually I am gonna get it. I am gonna try it, and I do want to try it for myself. So I'm just kind of taking it with a grain of salt, like I think a lot of people should. But it definitely is disheartening to hear, a game that was really hyped and that a lot of people were excited for. And, I mean, people have been waiting for this game for a long time too, and to come out, with sixes. I mean, this is the only review I've read, so I probably should have, read some other reviews. But like I said, I totally spaced this episode, so I'm kind of doing this week's episode kind of on a whim, just kind of flying by it. Another thing I want to get into, there was actually an article on there as well too that there was a big list of PS4 exclusives that are going to be coming out in 2017. And the way they had it set up, it was just like it was a gallery of images, and there was almost 50 images. So that is a lot of PS4 exclusive that is going to be coming out in 2017. I mean, we've already seen a phenomenal one in Horizon Zero Dawn. That game is easily going to be one of the contenders for Game of the Year at the end of the year. It is going to have tough competition. You know, there's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2 and all that coming out later. We did think Mass Effect Andromeda was going to be competition for it, but it's not looking that way right out the gate, right? So, and then you're also going to have games like the Crash Bandicoot remake trilogy is going to be there. Yakuza 0, I think that one came out already, if I remember right. I think that one came out already. That was it. And another thing that I want to mention real quick too that they said on here is that Fallout 4 VR will be on show at E3 this year, which I think a lot of people were probably expecting already. But the hype around it is already building quite a thing. In this article, it said that it's the most incredible thing that you'll ever see. So that's already building a lot of hype for that. I think Fallout 4 would be really good in VR. I think it'd be really dope. I think it could translate well to that. I mean, because most people play the Fallout games in first-person view, anyways. I would assume. And like today on stream, I was playing Resident Evil 7, and that is a first-person and a VR game, and I could see how well that translates to both of them. And I think Fallout 4 could follow suit in that as well. And then if you have been trying to get a Nintendo Switch, there might be good news for you. I say might because certain GameStops, so some GameStop stores have received the Nintendo Switch back in stock earlier than they expected, but this is just certain stores, from what I understand. So obviously, I would, contact the one in your local area, and see if they were one of the stores that got it. If this is the case, I think that's a good sign that they were able to, restock some of the stores this early. Because in the past, like from my experience as a gamer my whole life, I remember the console would launch, and then there was just this mass shortage, and that shortage would be lingering around for a long time. I remember the Wii had it, and there's been a lot of cases of that. So if they are already starting to get some of their stores restocked with the Switch, that's a really good sign for the future. And actually, speaking of the Game of the Year thing too, I mean, you got to throw Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in there as well too. That game is just critically blowing up. And from what I see around the gaming community, the Twitch community, and all that, like I personally haven't played it. Like I've said many times before in my videos and in a lot of my content, like it's no big secret that I'm waiting to see what the third-party support is going to be like for the Switch before I go down that road of getting a Nintendo Switch. So, I mean, because you can actually, Breath of the Wild, you can actually play on the Wii U, and you can get a Wii U pretty cheap. Granted, the Switch really isn't that expensive of a console, but I'm not going to get a Switch just for Breath of the Wild, right? I mean, one time I got a GameCube for that was back when Resident Evil 4 was only on GameCube, and I think it was one of the Zeldas. I think it was Twilight Princess at the time. I think because Twilight Princess had came out on the Wii as well, but instead of buying the Wii for it, just for that, I got the GameCube for it. But yeah, big tangent going down that road. And then tomorrow is actually going to be the final Age of Triumph reveal stream for Destiny before we finally get Age of Triumph next week. Last week, the reveal stream was, I wouldn't really say a letdown because I liked the information that they gave us in the reveal stream. It was just really short. It was literally like 40-45 minutes tops of a reveal stream. But I did like some of the news that we heard about the strikes and the Nightfall and the new Nightfall strike modifier Daybreak, which is pretty much a mayhem modifier to the strikes and the Nightfalls. I think what we're supposed to be getting in tomorrow's reveal stream, and I think it's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/Bungie. Just a little FYI. But I think we're supposed to be getting a look at some of the new uh, gear that's going to be coming, some of the new Age of Triumph gear that we will be able to get in some of the activities that will be coming in the next update. So I'm really stoked to finally get this update. You know, Bungie has made it very clear that this is the last like content drop that we are going to be getting for Destiny 1. So, like I said, this has to hold us over, for a while over the summer. Hopefully in June, we'll be hearing about Destiny 2. So, and as I mentioned earlier, the my Twitch channel, our Twitch channel has been it has been awesome lately. I actually got my first raid, because as I mentioned before, I joined a streaming community, Team MZ. Check them out. It's on the bottom of the screen. Check out the hashtag Team MZ on Twitter. It's a great streaming community and gaming community of streamers, YouTubers, content creators, and stuff like that. And there's just a lot of awesome creators and great people in there as well. I had set my first milestone just at 50 followers right on Twitch, and I hit that so quick, and I actually got rated leading up to it, and ever since then, the Twitch channel has just been amazing. So if you want to check out the streams live, you can see them at twitch.tv/soldieronly. The link's there on the screen, or the URL's there on the screen. It's not an actual link, sorry, but the URL is there on the screen, along with my other channels and stuff. I also created a new playlist on the YouTube channel called Soldier Streams, and that's just gonna be where I put some of like the stream highlights and some of the videos and stuff I make as I'm streaming. They're not gonna be really long, because YouTube content should be, anywhere from, a couple minutes to maybe like 20 minutes at the most, because people aren't really gonna sit down and watch an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 hour stream or whatever, like an archive stream. On YouTube. I mean, there is people that will watch it, but it's just not really that common. And then as well, what I did to celebrate actually hitting the first milestone, this past Saturday, yeah, it was Saturday, I actually did my first 12-hour stream. I know it's not too crazy. There's a lot of people out there that, that do 24 hours and stuff, but a 12-hour stream, it was by far the longest stream I had ever done. The longest I had done before then was about 8 hours, 8.5 hours. And it was a lot of fun. Like 12 hours actually flew by. I played 3 games. I streamed Destiny, Destiny, Division, and maybe I think it might have been Fallout 4. It's Destiny, Division, or no, actually Horizon Zero Dawn. I think it was Horizon Zero Dawn at the end. I have been streaming Fallout 4 a lot though. But yeah, I mean, as you can tell from my content a lot, it's mainly Destiny, so I do stream a lot of Destiny, but I will stream other stuff as well. I'll usually start off with Destiny for, quite a few hours, and then I'll eventually switch to another game for a little bit just to kind of wrap it up. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Oh, one thing I want to mention real quick too, actually, Mine and Fuchsia Only's podcast that we've been doing, I have kind of announced this somewhat recently, but we are going to eventually move to start streaming them live on the Twitch channel at twitch.tv/soldieronly. She's also going to be joining me on stream starting soon, so just follow me on Twitter at sportsnerd48, and I always tweet out when I go live, and I keep up to date with everything there. I update everything there. But eventually we want to start like a zombie stream with her that we'll do probably like every Sunday, since that's like zombie day because of Walking Dead and all that. So we're just trying to figure out, it might be Sundays, but we're just going to try and figure out a day where we'll stream me and her playing zombies, and those streams we will archive and put on the YouTube channel on a playlist. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And we also want to start streaming our podcast as well. Eventually, once Sports Nerd Web Weekly and Destiny Unplugged, like my weekly YouTube shows, pick up, I will eventually probably start streaming these live to Twitch as well. So, like I said, just follow on Twitter. You can keep up to date with all the happenings there. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. Hit that sub button to sub to the channel for more content, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers.